Hello, I am MK Srinivas. I am discussing about the Contract Act 1872, Agency Sections 182 to 238 in particular. In the last video, I had discussed about the agent's authority in an emergency enshrined under the Section 189, wherein it is discussed an agent has authority to, in an emergency, to do all such acts for the purpose of protecting his principal from loss, then as would be done by a person of ordinary prudence in his own case under similar circumstances. As agent for the sale may have goods repaired if it is necessary, or if it is a perishable goods, he may also sell it off and he may pass the profit to the principal. So this is the agent's authority in an emergency enshrined under in the section 189. Then we have also discussed that in the normal circumstances also agents has authority that he should see that no loss is committed to the principal. Then agent's authority in normal circumstances is enshrined in the section 188, wherein we had discussed agent has authority to act, has authority to do every lawful thing which is necessary in order to do such act. Then we have also given one illustration that A is employed by B residing in London to recover the Bombay a debt due to B, and A may engage legal process. He may necessarily he can take up what are all the expenses or whatever the expenses he incurs. So that is the authority. Then agent's duty in conducting principal's business enshrined in under section 211. An agent is bound to conduct the business of the principal according to the directions given by the principal. In the absence of any such direction, agent is bound to conduct the business according to the customs which prevails doing that business of the same kind at the place where the agent conducts. Then when an agent acts otherwise, if any loss sustained, he must make it good to his principal, and as well as he should pass on the benefit whatever that accrues. Then right and duties of the agent we are discussing now, that is enshrined under section 211 to 225, and wherein duties of the agent is first discussed, that is from 211 to 218, wherein 217 is an exemption that goes to the right of the agent, whereas the duties of the agent we are discussing duty to execute mandate, duty to follow instructions or customs, duty to reasonable care, skill, duty to avoid conflict. These are all the important sections here. Duties to execute mandate, that is section 211. The first and foremost duty of every agent is to carry out the mandate of his principal. Then one more important thing is he should know where the acts otherwise, if any loss to be sustained, he must made it good the principal. If any profit accrues, he must also pass it on to them. There is one hashtagged case, that is Pannalal Jankidas versus Mohanlal, All India Reporter 195, Supreme Court 979. Brief facts: the principal instructs the agent to store certain goods in the godown, and to insure them he gave money also. The agent purchased the goods and stored them in a godown in Bombay docks, but he did not insure the goods. The goods were destroyed by explosion. Usually under a fire insurance policy, such a loss cannot be recovered. The agent received half of the value goods destroyed in the explosion from the government as per the Bombay Explosion and Compensation Ordinance 1944. And paid it to the principal, but principal sued for the remaining half of the amount. Judgment of the Supreme Court held that the agent was liable to compensate the principal to the extent of value of the goods, as failure to insure the goods was the agent's mistake, and the loss of the goods is the direct consequence of the agent's negligence. So this is a very important judgment wherein agent has to bear the losses. Then there is one duty to follow instruction or customs, that is section 211 to 214. Agent is bound to conduct the business of his principal according to the direction given by the principal. And 214 lays down that it is the duty of the agent to communicate with the principal. It is duty of the agent in cases of difficulty to use all reasonable diligence communicating with his principal and seeking to obtain the instructions. There is a case law, that is Lilly versus Doubleday, 1881, 7 QBD 510. An agent was instructed to warehouse his principal's goods at a particular place. He placed a part of them at a different warehouse which was equally safe, but the goods were destroyed without negligence. The agent was held liable for the loss. So there was no negligence. Agent is liable for the loss. Then we have next question, and duties of the reasonable care and skill. That is section 212. It is personal liability of every agent that you should possess diligence and care. Skill for this one lays down this 212 enshrined the standard of care and skill required of an agent. It is the personal liability of every agent. Every agent is bound to carry on the business of the agency with reasonable skill and care. If the principal suffers any loss owing to the agent's want of care or skill, the agent must compensate the principal for such loss. There is one case law, that is Keppel versus Wheeler, 1927. Agent was appointed to sell a house. He received an offer which he promptly communicated to the principal. Later they accepted provisionally, and later what happens, there is a hike rise in the price of the house. He has to the agent was held liable and for the loss. And there is one duty to maintain accounts, that is 213 and 214. This provides the agent is bound to render proper accounts to his principal and demand the personal liability of the every agent. That section 214 lays down that it is the duty of the agent to communicate with the principal in case of difficulty, to use reasonable diligence in communicating with the principal. Then we have sections duty to avoid conflict of interest, that is sections 215 and 216. An agent occupies the fiduciary position. It is the personal liability of the agent. It is the agent duty not to do anything which would bring his personal interest and his duty principal in conflict with each other. There is one case law, that is D. Boucher versus Alt, that is 1878 CCHD 286. The plaintiff consigned a ship to G and Company in China with instructions to sell not less than the $90,000. With the knowledge and consent of the plaintiff, they employed the defendant. All the Japanese sell the ship at the same price. Being unable to sell the ship, the defendant bought it himself for $90,000 and resold it to Japanese price of $160,000. The plaintiff then learned this, sued the defendant to account for the profit made by the resale. It was argued on behalf of the defendant that inter alia the relationship of the principal and the agent was not constituted between the plaintiff and the defendant. The court held that since the defendant was the plaintiff, the agent, he had changed the position without the consent of his principal, he was bound to account for the profit. So here in this case, the agent was profited by actually virtually he has purchased on himself to $90,000. Then it was marketed for $160,000, where 70,000 profit was there, and that was the courts held that it has to be passed on to the agent, because there was no termination of agency either by the principal or by the agency. So this is the hashtag case we have to remember at the time of writing the examination. Then there is one duty not to delegate, that is section 190. Delegatus non potest delegere. A delegate cannot delegate is the famous maxim of law and of law agency. The principal liability of every agent, that as a general rule, an agent cannot lawfully employ another to perform and which he has expressly or impliedly undertaken to perform personally. So section 190, an agent who has authority from another to do an act must do it himself. Then there is one duty to remit sums, that is section 218. It is the duty of the agent to pay sums received for the principal subject to the deduction of reasonable expenses. So this we have discussed about all duties of agent, wherein that duty to execute mandate, duty to follow instructions and customs, then duty to reasonable care and skill, duty to avoid conflict of interest, duty not to make a secret profit, duty to remit sums, duty to maintain accounts, and duty not to delegate. These are all very important duties an agent is authorized to do. Then we have another important section, that is right of agent, that will be discussed in the next video. With this I wanted to conclude this part of the duties of the agent, that runs from 211 to 218 with an exception of 217, section 217, that says about right of the retainer, not the duty of the retainer. Then as I told you, there are three case laws discussed over here. One is Panna Lal Janki Das versus Mohan Lal, All India Reporter 1951, SC 979, and Lilly and Doubleday 1881. Then one more important, Kepler versus Wheeler